Where my girls at?
Taking this much, you better keep it locked in.
Where my girls at?
Keep on watching while we keep locked in.
Where my girls at?
You love the flow, it's the ladies show.
Where my girls at? Yeah. Where my girls This is the Lady Guru Show.
Yeah. What's going on, everybody? You are now watching and listening to the Lady Guru Show. What's going on, Guru?
Hey.
Yeah, we are coming in hot. You're listening to WIIT 88.9 FM, Chicago. All right, everybody, we have a special guest.
My name is Kat Mascardo. Everybody calls me Kat. Hey, y'all.
All right, everybody, we have a special guest host this week. Her name is Kat, and she will get into, you know, her who she is and a little bit of that. But for now, let's get right to it.
In a recent interview with Los Angeles magazine Andrew Goldman, in response to Rolling Stone's 200 greatest singers of all time, Chaka Khan may have gained yet another title, Queen of Candor. In the interview, Khan goes on to share her opinion about fellow singers Mariah Carey, Adele, and longtime frenemy Mary J. Blige. Khan revealed that the magazine's list was unknown to her. She goes on to say, "I didn't even know what the hell you were talking about. So obviously, this don't mean a great deal to me. These people don't qualify me or validate me in any way." Khan held nothing back regarding the placement of the singers that ranked ahead of her. Rolling Stone placed songstress Mariah Carey at number 5, and Khan reportedly remarked the placement must be payola. The publication ranked Adele at number 22, which Goldman writes prompted Khan to bring about a momentary existential crisis. However, it was Mary J. Blige ranked at number 25, which sparked the most surprising reaction from Chaka Khan, who reportedly criticized the hearing ability of Rolling Stone's editors. They are blind as a mother bat. They need hearing aids. This must be the children of Helen Keller. Okay, shut up. Okay? Khan ultimately says in public, Mary J. Blige, her vocals were flat on her cover, Sweet Thing. Girls, what do you think?
Man.
That's all shade and no tea. Dang.
The only thing, like, when it comes to Mary J., she has this, like, for me, she has, like, this little rasp to her voice that I love, that a lot of people cannot imitate. And her sound, to me, when I hear Mary J. Blige song, maybe I've never heard of before, I could be like, oh, that's Mary J. Blige. Well, some singer, German. Some people sound like this person sounds like this person.
Yeah, she does have a distinct.
Yeah. It sounds good. Like, to me, like, I don't sound bad. I think she genuinely sounds amazing. When I listen to it, kind of like eats at my soul. I feel like not even do I love what I'm hearing, I'm also feeling the emotion, which I don't get a lot with a lot of artists.
My whole thing is, I mean, the cut at the knees, man. Like in public. Like in front, you know the blogs is gonna pick this up. Chaka? Like this is gonna
She has supposedly they have a great relationship to where they speak to each other and they can express whatever they express to each other openly. And Chaka, I mean, like she's came way before Mary. Mary probably was inspired by Chaka, and Chaka said that this was a conversation that they had privately about She said she effed up Sweet Thing to her while they were talking. And you know what? And Mary was, I don't know if she agreed with it, but she said it to her directly.
It's rough, man. Like, yo, let me tell you, y'all know how singers and artists feel about, particularly when it comes into R&B. You know what I'm saying? Like hip hop, you know what I'm saying? There's always competition with hip hop. Like we used to that. We used to the verses, we used to out rhyming this one and out rhyming that one. But when an R&B singer gets up there and say, "Yo, she was flat," you know what I'm saying? That I think that has a little bit more of an effect.
But how many times I've heard artists too, like that are flat on stage. Like that happens a lot. It
But
happens
what
like
about when you're recording it, when you recorded it for the ultimate end record that this is what it is, and this is what's going to be on the radio, this is what's going to be on the back in the day CD, MP3, and everything else there forward. This is the end thing that we're doing right here, and your vocals are flat.
yeah, that should not be
Yeah, that shouldn't happen. You better get back in that studio, girl.
So I really feel like, because my ear is trained, Mary J always sings flat. She's a little flat in all of her music, and I've just like taken that on as this is Mary's sound.
Sound.
I
Yeah,
love her.
I like it. I like it for her. But everybody can't sound like that. It's gonna sound bad if somebody else tries to sound like that.
I think it's the pain too in her voice. Like I feel like you feel her feeling.
Yes, you
You
feel
feel.
her.
I think that's what it is that you love about Mary is you feel that pain, you feel that struggle. It's not necessarily about the tap the melody, because she I'll admit she a little flat. We gonna go there, but yeah, I think it's like the more of like the feeling that she invokes.
Yeah, it's way different levels to vocals. So I feel like when you're looking at artistry, it's like it's so many different levels to being a good artist. That doesn't necessarily mean you have the best vocals. You know what I mean? Like, so I get what Shaka's saying in that sense because I feel the same way. Like she has a flat tone, a raspy tone, which is Mary's tone, and it's good for her. But everybody wouldn't sound good singing like that. And doing high pitched or any other, different levels of tones, it might not sound so good on Mary. And as a singer, you're supposed to be able to do things like that. You know what I mean? You're supposed to be able to hit those levels. So if you are consistently doing that flat tone, I wouldn't consider you a top vocalist, just a good artist.
Mary be singing flat, period. That's a fact. It's a fact. If you know what flat is,
I mean, now that it's being dissected, I guess so.
technically, okay?
Nah, man, I ain't gonna sit up in here and let y'all talk bad about me.
Of course,
It's
listen,
not-
like
it's
I said,
not
that's
bad.
my girl. Like I love me some Mary now. Like,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, I think it's just a different tone. And
right.
that's more of on the weaker side of tones, I feel like. So I wouldn't put her over Shaka Khan or Beyonce or freaking Whitney Houston. I would put her, a little below that.
It's a different style too, different generation.
Yeah, it's her signature style sound.
Different generation. The way that it's hard to compare, but like vocally,
Just like people may not like how Macy Gray sound, people may not like that. Her voice is too raspy, it's too annoying, it's too, but for some, I like her music. I can relate.
Or like Chloe Bailey. Some people be saying she dragged singing and they don't like her singing. Or Mooney Long, the person who did Hours and Hours. Some people love the song and some people don't like the way her tone is and the way she's, pronounces her words. Jacquees. And they're all amazing artists. They're all amazing artists and they all making money off what they love doing. But at the end of the day, you're going to have people who don't like those tones of sounds or those signature type of sounds. So it's like, that's why it's, like I said before, a list is so opinionated. It's just like, I get her feeling some type of way, but I do feel like it was kind of shady for her to go on, Beyonce's internet and do that and say what she said because, it's kind of shady. Like, Mary, like you said, Mary's still Mary.
So did y'all hear about this mess with Cardi B and Offset and McDonald's? So McDonald's partnership with Cardi B and Offset for their promotional Valentine's Day meal has drawn criticism from several franchises. According to a report by the Wall Street Journal, the collaboration has been accused of breaking the brand's Golden Arches code due to the couple's lyrics and lifestyle. Several McDonald's store owners have voiced their disagreement over the company's alignment with Cardi B and Offset, with some removing advertisement and merchandise associated with the promotion. Those owners have urged other franchises to consider doing the same, arguing that the couple's image doesn't mirror McDonald's family-friendly values. So they report that the brand's Golden Arches code for marketing states that the promotions and branding shouldn't include musical partnerships associated with content that includes offensive language in the lyrics. The majority of the complaints came from franchise owners with restaurants operating in the southeastern and mid-Atlantic regions, according to the report. Representatives of Cardi B and Offset have not issued a statement in response to the backlash. What do you guys think?
Well, first, McDonald's is a franchise, so the franchises have no options on what they promote or sell that McDonald's chooses. They only have the option to not put it in their franchise, which some of them are doing. So that they wouldn't know beforehand, and because they don't have that executive decision. And I personally think that collab is just stupid. But like, I get it in the sense of McDonald's, because McDonald's is Cardi B and Offset. Whether they're a good collab or not, they still have clout. So it's going to bring some type of action and traction. But Cardi B and Offset, McDonald's, and the kids wasn't even involved. I just feel like it was dumb. Like, and it wasn't even a new meal, a new sauce, a new wrapper. It literally just says Cardi B and Offset on a burger and french fries. So I just feel like it was just, the whole is dumb.
What's their meal? What they got? They got a
it's like a burger, french fries, and an apple pie thing.
That's whack.
And they got
so
chicken
bad.
nuggets, right? And a little bit of chicken nuggets.
Oh, maybe some chicken nuggets too. But like, wasn't that the last person's meal? Like, not
Sweetie meal.
I was gonna say, I heard Sweetie did one too.
Yeah, Sweetie meal.
Yeah, like I think Sweetie, her meal was chicken nuggets and burger and french fries. Like, it's no real, it's no theme. Like not even to say nothing about Cardi B or Offset, because they probably just signed off on it. But it just is no real creativity. It's looking like we just said we're gonna do this and we did a video shoot.
From a business standpoint, though, if I live like in the Midwest, right, it's probably a lot of like heavy Christian people, and they're like, "Oh, that Cardi B and Offset," and they got issues with they graphic stuff. So guess what? I'm not gonna want to put that in my store either. We not selling the Cardi B and Offset, because guess what? You're gonna get the same meal regardless, because it's nothing special. So, but to like try to get other franchises to be like, oh no, you should ban it. Like, mind your business. Just do what you got to do for your store. You know what I mean?
A bobblehead of Cardi B and Offset or something in there. Where is the animation? Where is the toy? Where is the stuff that y'all will put in there? Where is the CD, the little play toy CD? I don't know. Something.
I guess it's for the grown-ups, huh? Like,
it sounds like it. The kids wasn't a part of it, like you said. So
yeah, that was a good point.
Kids is eating a quarter pounder, nuggets, fries, apple pie, and whatever else the drink was. So maybe it was for the adults. But like you said, Sweetie had a meal before. Travis Scott had a big run with McDonald's before. So what's the difference here? What is the difference?
Somebody's relationship who's been filed for divorce 3 times. Like, it just doesn't look right. Like, there shouldn't be the couple of the year to promote a love meal or love anything. Like, Cardi can do Cardi, Offset can do Offset, but I feel like promoting them as a unit, as a power couple, as this cute couple, is not really that good in advertising. And I feel like that's why it's getting so much backlash, because if Cardi B did it alone, I'm pretty sure it would have done so much better. Because she's connected to somebody who's
I agree
for 5 years and they just started getting on good terms. it's kind of like, is this really real? Like, what kind of, is this a real relationship, like a real loving relationship? And I personally, I just don't feed into stuff like that. Like, how y'all on this was about to get a divorce, and it's with the Christian people in the Midwest.
Could I ask y'all a question? Do y'all think that Cardi Offset kind of offsets Cardi B's um you know business?
Cardi.
Yes,
Do you think Cardi is the business and Offset is?
Offset is the only reason Offset is lit is because of Cardi. Like, Migos died around 2016, 2017. They started to die out. And that's exactly when Offset and Cardi B started dating. And then they became this Offset and Cardi B type of situation. And then Migos started making a little bit more songs, but nobody still really cared. And then Offset started to try to come out and do solo. And he has his little, career. Now he's separated from Migos. And I just feel like it was like a boost on him. You know what I mean? So it does, like, to me, it does downplay her. Like, if she wasn't with him, who knows how, like, she's doing good. She's doing great. But who knows how much more
further
would have done. You get what I'm saying?
I don't feel like Offset offsets Cardi. I don't. I feel like Cardi is who she is. She is super ratchet and proud, and that's fine. And I feel like who she chose to be with and marry and have kids with is relevant to her brand. I don't feel like Offset,
because I feel like she branded herself around him. Like, she literally branded her, the beginning of her career, she was by herself, and then right after she got lit, she was with him. So I feel like most of her branding has been around her and Offset and their relationship and their kids and Offset. And even if you listen to her song, every song she says Offset's name. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they have several different collabs together, and you know what I mean? Like, some people in relationships don't even do one. So I just feel like she based it around him, and I don't like him.
Check this out, man. At least she know where Offset is at all the time now.
Now.
Yeah,
now
she know where's she know what's going on.
Yeah, sent the hit out. Well, allegedly. Let me stop.
She don't. She ain't playing. She ain't playing.
She ain't playing by her man now.
Okay, so if you feel like once they got together, she started branding herself around him. They started branding herself. Listen, if I am with the man and that's my husband, that's what we're gonna do.
I mean, it did good. It did great. I do think that helped her career and, pushed her further and him further. Like, I'm not mad at her for doing it, but I just feel like, I don't know, like,
I think that she's ride or die. She's always been ride or die. She was messing around with that guy that was locked up. She was all about him. She didn't care what nobody was saying, right? That's just her personality. As far as Offset, like, I don't know about offsetting. Like, that's who she chose to marry. That's who she chose to have kids with. In a sense, it might be good for our generation to see that, like, you can have a family can thrive.
Yeah.
In our generation, you can have kids. You can have it all. You can have the husband. You can have the wife. You can have the career. But I do agree with what you were saying about her mentioning him in every song. It's like, all right, sis, we know you married to him. You know what I mean?
My thing is, when you say Offset, I don't think Offset in a bad way, because I don't necessarily think you could offset somebody life and it has to be in a bad way. I feel like Offset, her life got offset by, like, she wasn't able to focus on just herself. She literally came out, got pregnant, had 2 kids, and it's been about her and her relationship the whole entire time. So I feel like I wanted to see more of Cardi alone, and we didn't get to see that. So and now it's like, it's too late to see that. She's only gonna have more kids and only gonna get older at this point. So I feel like that part, the beginning, the height of her career is gone. So that, I feel like, was kind of taken from her by giving half of it to Offset. You know what I'm saying? And not in a bad way, in the sense that it didn't help her career, because they got bigger and relationships help, in those type of aspects, and, artistry and hip hop relationships. But, like, like I said, she didn't get to be herself, her own itself. You know, like Nicki Minaj, for instance, she made a blueprint for herself, was herself, didn't have a man that was connected to everything that she did. Anytime Cardi B does something, it's Offset. Where's Offset? What's Offset? What's this? What's that? It's never just Cardi. You know what I mean? So that's why I feel like it got Offset, not necessarily like money wise.
You just mentioned Nicki Minaj. Now, when she got with her man, and you know, they said, I feel like her career fell off.
But she always dated too, like, and it was never about her man. It was always about her career.
But when she got with this last man that she married, that she
definitely.
She also decided to quote unquote retire, but I feel like her career fell off since then, right? You know, she decided to retire, but I don't feel like Cardi,
and that's because of the man she's married.
I feel like we still got Cardi. I feel like I don't really feel like her being with Offset took away from what we got from Cardi. It may have even added to her. You know, he be writing a little bit of stuff for her too and stuff and all of that. But like, and also he contributed to her career. I feel like he contributed to her career. He definitely writes. He ghost writes for her.
The relationship definitely contributed.
I don't feel like that relationship took away. And then we can also say this, right? We get a lot of we're talking about their relationship, right? It's real, it's raw. We've seen the ups and downs of them, right? We've seen Cardi talk about, you know, him cheating. We've seen her pull back from the relationship and then them turn around and get married and them have more children and be okay. So I don't
but that's my thing too. I don't think that should be promoted.
It didn't stop no bag.
I personally don't think a relationship where there's cheating involved and there's disrespect involved and there's cases involved should be promoted. I really don't, because of the simple fact that now this generation already think that that's okay, and it's not okay to let things like that happen. That's not how, to me, that's not how a relationship should be. Ups and downs is not cheating and beating people up and going to jail for it.
Hey, check this out, everybody. We'll be right back. Need a match for those shoes? Go to the people of Lotto University, where the culture is first. Jeans, hats, pants, sweatshirts, sweatpants. Ladies, you need those shoes. They are located at Roosevelt Field Mall and Green Acres Mall. That's 630 Old Country Road, Garden City, New York, 11530. And at 2034 Green Acres Road, Sunrise Highway, Valley Stream, New York, 11581. Yeah, get to it. Yeah, put the culture first.
I swear to God, my flow be like a 101. Nice life, lady, waiting on the day to come. Oh yeah, we back at it. Yo, blinds, fucking with coke habits. If y'all niggas out in the field, popping them tablets. To ease the pain, counting up this cabbage. Living for the status. Gangsta, hustler, I'm smooth. One time for the players. I know one day the niggas gon' play us. So the plan still get money and never change up. Whether broke or rich, we gon' remain us. That's the motto. I know for sipping pain out the bottle. I seen the bigger picture. I'm trying to write me a script. Smoking herb in the birds. I'm trying to find me a lift. It ain't your Uber. I go way over the medulla and travel like scatter rumors and true like parachuters. You niggas ain't ready, baby. Theme music got me on my this year. Yeah, let's make this clear. Yo, it's VI, double LA. Hit my cell. If you need a verse that can shake the culture, the ends quick to hate, cause they hate they love us. I'm a bad you mad you got fat while we starved but couldn't have yo, they upset while I'm in my bag. I swear to God, my flow be like a 101. Knife life, litty waiting on the day to come. Oh yeah, and we back at it. Yo, blind with coke habits. It feel like 99, but 92 I'm established. Praying for the day I live lavish until I'm getting at it. theme music, Village G. Buddy 3 times, Strong Island on the scene. I'm with what?
What about Travis Scott and Kylie Jenner and their relationship? And what about Saweetie and the things that she talks about in her music?
Well, Kylie and Travis Scott, to me, that relationship was fake.
Yeah, that
relationship
relationship is
I think she had
weird.
sex, got pregnant, and
It's
they
hella
just dragged the
weird.
relationship because she has a white mom who doesn't want her to look like a baby mama. But I don't think that relationship was ever really real. Like if you look at how they interact with each other, it just doesn't seem real. Even when she was with Tyga, we've seen her with Tyga. She was on Tyga. Tyga was on her. They were out. They were about. And it's not even to say publicizing. Just when they do interact, it just doesn't seem genuine. Like I would say Offset and Cardi B's relationship is a genuine relationship. I just don't like the relationship and what it entailed. But Kylie and
I was
Travis,
shocked when they had a second kid. I was
Yeah,
like,
I
y'all
was
are
shocked.
together?
Yeah.
I'm like, y'all
Y'all
together?
wasn't even together.
Yeah.
And he supposedly has a whole nother girlfriend. He had this whole entire relationship.
Yeah,
So that's another story.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
wow.
But you know what? You see how like this whole conversation veers off of exactly what we were talking about to a certain degree. We were talking about the music, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it
The
veered off.
McDonald's thing.
Oh, the McDonald's thing. And then we kind of went there with the music and careers, right? But then all of a sudden with the music and the careers comes the couple. And that's where we get thrown off as a generation because IG comes into play.
On IG, a popular influencer posted a picture of herself with text in the caption that read, "I'm not a single mom, I'm a single woman. My daughters don't need a daddy." I think she said, I do after that. Okay, so gurus, the question is, due to absent fathers in minority communities from the 60s, 70s, and mid 80s, is society teaching or has society taught young minority women that their children don't need fathers in their child's lives?
I think like coming from a minority type of parents, you know, my parents are still together, so to say they've been married for like over like 3 years. God bless that. I got really fortunate to have my dad in my life, but my mom always taught me to still be independent. And even though I had my dad very present in my life, my dad never I never grew up with just handing things to me. I was always working for things. And that's where I feel like now when I am old enough, you know, now that I'm looking for somebody to be my husband, I have to find qualities that...
Oh, wait a minute.
I was just about to say something too.
Man,
I was about to say
gonna
something
let
too.
that go.
I was about to say something too.
It's 2023, y'all. We are not letting it go. All right, no. All right, so Sabby, what you're basically saying is right now you are looking for a husband. Let it be.
Hello now. Hello now.
For me, like, I'm not, how do I say this? When I date people, I'm looking for marriage. I'm not just trying to date small date. Like, I really, like, if I'm not liking you, I'm gonna give you this time of day. I'm not gonna waste your time. You're not gonna waste my time. And that's how it is. But in that sense, I'm just, you know, I think it's important. I think it is important to have, you know, two parents in the household. But if that happens not to be the case because of what the other person has done, you just gotta teach your kids to be independent, teach your kids to keep moving, teach your kids to keep striving. But of course, I feel like we all would desire that fatherly figure and our kids as well. But if you don't have that, just continue to be a good mom and just continue just to like take, I don't know if it makes sense, to continue just like move without a presence of a man, even though I know that's what we all desire. But I think if that makes sense, I did have I did have my dad very present in my life, and I still love him. We're still very close. But my dad, for example, didn't have his dad in his life. My mom didn't have her dad in her life. So coming from that, they were able to implant their kids, me and my other siblings, what they didn't experience and what they want us to experience. And regardless if I, you know, thankfully I did have my dad, but if I didn't have my dad, I would still be taught by my mom to still move independently without the need of a man. If that makes sense.
Were any of you raised by single mothers? Was anybody raised by single mothers?
My mom was. Oh, not me.
Not until after 16.
Yeah, my parents are
That
still
don't,
my.
that don't really count.
I was raised by a single mom.
Yeah, I was raised by a single mother too. I feel like there's always like pros and cons to everything, right? So like you have two parents in the same household, they're gonna have the same common goal for their children, like,
It might
sending them
not.
to college or whatever. However, sometimes I have friends who have both of their parents in their home that have enabled them to the point where they don't know how to figure life out on their own also. And I'm not saying that that means that being with a single mother is better because you learn how to figure life out, because you could do that with both parents. Like, it's great that, Sabi, that you said that your parents have taught you to be independent regardless. And maybe they've taught you that because they didn't have their parents. But it is always a pros and cons. But I think that to think that your life is better off without one parent or the other is dumb.
It is dumb.
Kids always need both their mother and their father.
And I think it's folly of an individual who is a parent to think that the other parent is not necessary.
Agreed.
You know what I'm saying? Because
And in society, I feel like too, like it's like women with children and men with children, they don't want the other person to feel like, oh, my children are your burden or whatever the case may be. So they try to make it seem like, oh, I'm good, I'm independent on that aspect, but my life, I need somebody on that aspect. And I feel like it's kind of weird to me because if you're bringing anybody in your life and you have children, you should want them around your children. And like you said, having one or the other is dumb. So, not saying that you should be looking for a new father, but you should be looking for a well-rounded figure. They don't have to be the father to a child, but if that's a good man who gets up every day, goes to work, keeps the house clean, pays the bills, your child's going to learn from that. You know what I'm saying? So just having that around will be good.
And as women, we can't teach a boy how to be a man.
facts.
We really cannot. We can try to show them what a strong woman is. And even with that, there's things, right? Like if you're too strong of a woman, sometimes you're emasculating the man. So it's always, that's a hard debate.
What was your experience, Debbie?
Well, my experience, I always had both my parents in the household until 16. So after that, my dad, the infidelities, and he ended up leaving. And then after that, it was just me and my mom. I felt like it was more so fend for yourself. It was more so figure it out. It was more so get a job and but I was never really taught the skills or the tools to use to carry on in life. So I had to figure it out on my own, not by choice, but just, by what you got to do. So figuring out, you hit obstacles, you come across people that are not genuine, whether it's in a relationship or not, you come across, and it's like, how do you handle that if you were never taught certain things to look out for when, as a parent, for a parent to teach you to say, okay, well, if like they always say, everybody ain't your friend. Your parents always say everybody ain't your friend, or whatever it is that they say. I tell my daughter that all the time, even till now. I feel like because I didn't get that, I'm now doing that for her. So the thing is for me is that, are you trying to take in this information? Because if you're not retaining it, you're not going to put it out there in the world. You can hear it all you want to hear it, but when you get out there and life really hits you, then you're going to be like, I should have listened.
Yep, comprehension.
I should, you know what I mean? And that's where I come from now with telling her. So with my situation, I never got that, sit down and say, for me to say, my mama did tell me, it's like, go to school, get a job. It was just the basics. And it's like, at one point I used to be mad at her. You know what I mean? Because it's like, you always told me to go look for a man or go do this or go find a job, but you never tried to help me. You never tried to, and it's like, as I got to be a mom now to a teenager as well, and just seeing how life really is, it's like, I can't be mad at her because she was never really taught, and she got 6 kids, so it's like, And she had her, I was born here. So it's like, I'm the only one that was born here out of her 6 kids. They were born in Jamaica and she had to leave them there. You know what I mean? Not all of them, but some of them she had to leave there. So it's just like a whole bunch that you have to take in as a single mother. And you hearing stories from your children saying they resent you, or you hearing stories from your children saying you didn't do this for me, you didn't do that for me, not knowing that your parent didn't have the skill to teach you the fundamental values of life. They didn't have the skill. They were just taught to go work and go find a man too. You know what I mean? They were never, so it's like now I have to, and I was just talking to my mom about this. That's so funny. And I told her, I'm like, I'm not mad at you. Don't sit here and think that I'm mad at you, because I understand what you had to go through.
You get it now.
I can't knock you for what you going through. I can't get mad. But as a teen growing up, we don't understand. So we gonna say, we hate you. We don't, especially as a girl, a woman raising a girl. You know what I mean? So for that, I'm like, you know what? I have took into accountability that you only did what you were taught, or, that's what you knew, so that you can
only know what you know. You only know what you know.
You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, once again, we now have to, when we have kids, try to show them, listen, my mom ain't do this for me. My mom ain't do, I don't give a about no shoes, clothes, none of that. Listen to the values of life. All that McDonald's too ain't good for you neither. Eat good greens. Or like, you know what I mean? Like, eat good, eat healthy. Like, I didn't have nobody telling me these things. You don't want it? All right, go to McDonald's. No, eat what's here. Eat this or do this.
But do you feel like people overcompensate for certain things? So, for example, you didn't have certain, Sabi, you had your father in your life or whatever. So maybe it's a little bit smoother. You feel like when I'm looking for my husband, I know the qualities to look for because my father was there to teach me what I need. And whereas people that may not have had their father, maybe their mother, who was a single mother who raised them, overcompensated in a way to where, all right, you have to have this masculine energy, which is go out and get it, right? Go out and get it and take care of your kids, where you also need to have this feminine energy, which is like, I need to nurture like, how do you balance that? And then some parents, I believe, overcompensate, and that could happen whether you have 2 parents or not.
Right. I think that as far as that last conversation, one of the things that I heard somebody say is somebody said the word balance. And, obviously approaching life is a maze. Life is a situation where we don't know what life is going to bring sometimes. And I heard the word overcompensate. Balance is the most important thing. One of the most important things I believe we can teach our kids is to know that too much strength isn't good, too much weakness isn't good. And we got to walk that balance every day. And the more we walk it and practice it, the better we'll get at it. Hey, check this out, everybody. You're listening and watching the Lady Guru Show. We'll be right back. Attention everybody in the New York area. Need your hair done exquisitely? That fresh new look with perfectly aligned texture? I'm talking about that glow from top to bottom. Call on the one who slays. Taki slays always. Call for an appointment today. Slots and appointments are being scheduled fast. You know you got events booked and that beauty can't wait. Call 910-644-6070. 910-644-6070. Brooklyn represent and support your local businesses. Taki slays always. I don't know what you talking about, but that looks like a slay to me.
got a scar in my heart. Y'all took it too far with me. I gotta talk about it. Give me a second. Y'all just did me so wrong. Y'all claim me friends, but y'all froze. Yeah, y'all froze. Give me a second. I gotta talk about it. I gotta talk about it. I gotta talk. Give me a second. Give me a second. Just give me a second. Give me a second. Just give me a second. All of you is all talk, but none of y'all is about it. Think you gon' catch me? I doubt it. Got my location rerouted. Surrounded by nothing but killers and drillers that slap when it's time for the violence. I'm wildin', you stylin'. Run me up cause I'm vibing. Remember them days when I held you down? Every time I was broke when I came around, you said I gave you crumbs, right? I did. You said I look dumb, right? If you a bum and I'll never respect you. This is the last time I'll ever direct you. This is just something for me to reflect to. Next time around I'ma come disrespectful. Give me a second. I got a scar in my heart. Y'all took it too far with me. I gotta talk about it. Give me a second. Y'all just did me so wrong. Y'all claim me friends, but y'all froze. Yeah, y'all froze. Give me a second. I gotta talk about it. I gotta talk about it. I gotta talk. Give me a second. Just give me a second. Give me a second. Just give me a second. You looking, you want that peach, but don't want no responsibility. You can take the heat, you just whacking like versatility. Cause I used to be down, I built you up from the ground. Please don't talk or make a sound, cause you always running your mouth. It's sad to see, I've been up since you broke me. So lonely, wanting you to hold me. So lonely, chilling with my homies. Now I'm relieved, and you wish you had me. Give me a second, I got a scar in my heart. Y'all took it too far with me. I gotta talk about it. Give me a second, y'all just did me so wrong. Y'all claim me friends, but y'all froze. Yeah, y'all froze. Give me a second, I gotta talk about it. I gotta talk about it. I gotta talk. Give me a second. Just give me a second. Give me a second. Just give me a second. It's so hard for me to trust a soul. I can't let that go. It's so hard for you to keep it real. I'd rather be alone. It's so hard for me. I can never fall. It's so hard for me. Yeah. I will never fall. I will never fall. So hard, so hard. I can never fall. So hard, so hard, so hard. I will never fall. I can never fall. I can never fall. I will never fall. No, 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 no,
Hey y'all, I'm Kat. It was great having y'all. Thanks, Lady Gurus, for welcoming to the show. I'm from New York. I'm an entrepreneur, and it was really good being able to vibe out with y'all tonight. Thanks for having me.
It's me, you see, yeah, you see the truth, yeah, come, yeah, I say I wanna talk spicy, come to me, baby, come and put that behind me, touching on my body, got me feeling real spicy, talk to me, baby, you be treating me kindly, nicely, and so I wanna get crazy, going so hard, not tryna have no babies, and you better not play me, who daddy baby, calling you names and shit, you got game and shit, okay, and so I'm rubbing on his melon, full moon outside, he's tryna go to heaven, so I'm gonna take him in my spaceship, make his brain strip, oh my god, we in heaven, yes babe, and I know you feel the vibes, cause it's, I feel like I'm on a cloud, I get, trying not to, but I get so loud, always on time, shoot it up like,
And we are back with the Lady Guru Show. Gurus, we have a situation going on with the Breakfast Club 105.1 with Angela Yee. As everybody knows, Angela Yee left the Breakfast Club about a month now. Has it been about a month and a half ago? And, obviously there's been a little dust up. And recently she was on the Tamron Hall show talking about how, there was some things, correct me if I'm wrong, but there was some things that as far as being a woman and how she was the only woman behind the scene.
I want to go back to the woman part of it because you did hit on something. Because you were the lone woman on this show with a lot of bravado, with a lot of edge, disruptive, and that's why millions of people love the show. It seemed to me that people were always riding you.
Yeah, and you know, I was the only woman who worked there too. I mean, when it came to producers, camera people, and it wasn't an easy room for me
I
to be
didn't know
in.
that.
So I feel like I did need more like backup, you know, because even things that I felt as a woman, it is, you know, if somebody can't understand your point of view because they're not coming from where you come from. And so that was hard for me too, to be the only woman there with nobody to be like, check somebody, you know, you shouldn't have said that like that. It's just me. And there were times I did do that behind the scenes because, you know, we should be able to do that. That's part of what it is. I'm not always gonna agree. But it's hard when nobody's like, you know what, she's right. Or let's all have a conversation about this. It's just kind of like you say what you say and then.
Did you find yourself fighting for respect from the co-hosts who I know respect you? But when you're the only woman in the room, and which blew me away just now, you're saying even in the production part of it.
Yeah.
You're there.
It was a lot. It was a lot.
And she went on to and talked about her experience with that. And in doing so, after it aired on the Tamron Hall show, she received a bunch of criticism or backlash, if you will, for it. You know, one of the I felt like the one of the main people that basically called her out was DJ Envy. And DJ Envy commented, and it got picked up by the blogs, that there are plenty of women that work behind the scenes at the Breakfast Club. What she said on the Tamron Hall show was, quote, "That's not true," DJ Envy said. Also, Little Mama also chimed in, and she chimed in and said, "Oh, please, she was up there playing foul games too. She has helped to make multiple women, of color especially, feel like the only woman in the room numerous times." That came from Little Mama. And there was also one by Erica Mena. And I think this is regarding DJ Shrimp. Is this, and she said, is this the same woman?
Talking about DJ Envy.
DJ
Talking about DJ Envy.
Let's get that correct because that need to be correct right there.
No. There was a DJ Shrimp in here. And
she's calling DJ Envy DJ Shrimp.
Oh, is that what she did?
Yes, that's what she did.
Oh, okay.
He cheated on his wife with her.
Yes.
Okay, so is this the same woman who helped DJ Envy play along in living a double life once upon a time? Envy lived a double life once upon a time?
You ain't know that?
Yes, he cheated on his wife, but with her.
He cheated on his wife with Erica Mena.
Him and his wife have this cheating book and everything now.
Yeah, they did an interview and everything.
He give up, like, he be dragging it now. Like Christmas, he give her 25 gifts for the 25 days of Christmas. He be dragging it out. He tried to get his woman back.
All right, so Erica Mena, she said, is this the same woman who helped DJ Envy play along in living his double life once upon a time? One of the few at the time that actually knew the truth of him being married, because of the truth is for years he never openly acknowledged that, which is why I was one of many he was with. She would be hanging with us knowing I was absolutely unaware that he was indeed married, but still joined in with him fabricating this cry wolf scenario on radio just so he can save face in his broken marriage. The same woman that spoke about my child on air just helped him degrade me? The nerve. Boy, do you come full circle. Ladies, what do you think about this whole controversy and dust up?
Well, Angela Yee is definitely pick me. Like, she's a pick me type of person. Like, whatever's going on in the room, she's like agreeing to it most of the time. Like, I feel like unless her opinion was like invalidated, she wouldn't really speak out against a lot of the stuff that went on Breakfast Club. So it's kind of like weird to me how she expects everybody to be like, oh my God, Angela, you went through all of that, when like even Little Mama having to say something speaks volumes. Like, when is Little Mama ever saying anything? We've been clowning her for years about Bow Wow and on the stage with Jay-Z, and she'll say nothing. So the fact that she even mentioned that means that she felt some type of way as a woman, as a Black woman. And I feel like I've noticed that plenty of times. Like, where's Angela? She's the woman on the show. Why is she saying anything? You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't feel bad for her.
I feel like Angela Yee, I mean, to be honest with you, over the years, I I didn't really get it. I said this before on another show, okay? Go back. I never really got it when it came to Angela Yee. I feel like I've always felt like she was very monotone, and I really didn't get the hype there with her. I really never got it.
Me neither.
Props to you for your success, though. Okay, I'm not taking that away from you, but listening to that show, I can see why certain women would say certain things. Even when it came to for example, the Ashanti interview that wasn't it wasn't too long ago. You know, she said she asked her certain questions. Not everybody's gonna be cool with that. Not every woman's gonna be cool with certain things. Ashanti just so happened to be that type of woman that's like, oh, okay, yeah, I'll answer that question, like, yeah, whatever. But like, Angela Yee is more of a guy's girl.
I was just about to say, she's not a woman's woman. So stop trying to seek woman validation and help now, because you feel like you're now being put in that corner, that those men that you helped put in corner are now putting you in the same corner. Like, don't do that. Like, that's now you want sympathy when you were just doing that to, you know, other females that were coming on the show. You should have been on that show arguing with those male with your strong opinion as a woman, as the only woman. And I don't feel like that was her position.
Because maybe that's not her opinion, you know, like
exactly.
So we can't put it on her to argue with them. But she's just, there are women that are, you know, like I have a lot of male friends. There are women that are more guys girls than they are girls. Okay, there are women that relate more to men in certain areas, in certain situations, and they relate to women, and whatever, that's fine. And I feel like she's just a woman that relates more to she legitimizes men's opinions and how men.
She got that now, and it's like strictly women now. It's just women on that show now. And it's just women. She have guest hosts, and I'm pretty sure she has guest men come on the show as well.
She did have
but the hosts are women. So it's like I feel like watching that show. Exactly. I feel like watching that show now, I get a different perspective of her. Yeah. That it's like, why weren't you like this on the Breakfast Club? Why are you so now?
Yeah, I agree with that.
So you were saying if we play devil's advocate,
if we were to play devil's advocate, right? Because I do feel like she's different. She's around other women. So is it a possibility that she felt like she got there playing the girl's guy? The you know what I mean? Yeah. Like staying on there, like would that have?
Because women do that. Women play the role because she's in a position. She's in a great position. She's on Breakfast Club. She's the only woman, and she's a minority. She don't want to lose that position by being too strong, opinionated. Let me agree with what I got to say and get where I got to get, and then get the fuck out of here. She could have been on that type of level. You get what I'm saying? Because a lot of women are put in positions where they got to choose my job or my comfortability.
And you know, sometimes the entertainment world is a dog eat dog world.
But let's talk about how she still ain't addressing that Gucci issue. I believe it too.
I was gonna mention that.
I believe it.
What Gucci issue?
Yo,
Gucci Mane said that she was trying to slide in his DM, like pretty much just to sum it up.
She tried to deny it. She's like, no, I wasn't.
No, I never tried to talk to you. she like basically they were throwing references to one another. So she's like, oh yeah, I'm Chinese, and you know how them Chinese get down, or whatever the hell she is, you know how the cat is tight, or whatever the cat is, or whatever it was. So he like, oh really? And she's like, yeah, like on some flirty stuff. And he pretty much brought it out. I never, clutching my pearls, would never say such a thing like that. That was not me.
The pearls.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
I don't know. I feel like sometimes if I was her, I'll probably deny it too. Like, I don't know. If that was a reach and she got denied on her level, on her platform.
But it was on her rise. It wasn't.
If I was her publicist, I would say deny that, okay? And you could get away with that in this industry. Like, it's so fake. It's so phony, and it's so thought about, right? Mm-hmm. Your publicist is going to tell you what you should deny, how you're going to move forward,
what you should address,
all of that.
You know, one of the things that I didn't appreciate though, and I have a lot of respect for this business. You know what I mean? Again, there's so many different aspects that I have seen from looking into this business, and the thing that really got me that I didn't appreciate was the fact how when Tamron Hall asked her about this issue, how she ran into it. Man, she got amped up and was ready to talk about this, about being the only woman and stuff like that. And she had so much confidence with it and throwing it at. I was like,
and my thing is, that's how it always is. Like, looking at any situation, like, and just looking in, everybody's gonna automatically think Angelique's the only woman. So 9 times out of 10, she's the dog. I mean, she's the outsider. You get what I'm saying? And the fact that she didn't have that, the way she talk on lip service, that opinionated woman drive on Breakfast Club, is kind of like, you were there, it was pointless for you to even be there, because you just egged on to whatever they said. And now you want to hop on interviews and cry, woe is me, I was the only woman, everybody singled me out, when you could have been on Breakfast Club doing what you had to do. And I can't front, I'm not gonna act like she's never said anything, because she has went back and forth with them here and there. But I feel like that was at the point where she was getting fed up of playing that role of pick me, I'm gonna agree with everything you say. You get what I'm saying? At some point she started getting tired of that and starting to have to say something back and some rebuttals, and she had to get the off of there at some point. It takes a toll on you as a person when you are not agreeing, but you're just letting it rock.
But
don't
it seem like that?
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Don't it seem like the Breakfast Club got a boost to their budget though? When you look at what's since she left, it seems like the Breakfast Club with DJ Envy and Charlemagne, and I don't know if Charlemagne intertwined the two shows or whatever deal went on, but it looks like from the looks of things that they got a whole new set. They got new chairs.
Yeah, I seen that too.
And I'm like, wait a minute.
That too.
Whoa, what really was going on here?
Whatever her salary was, whatever they were paying her. So of course, there's a little bit like, let's buy some chairs.
Wiggle room now.
Buy some chairs.
And whoever they bringing on, they ain't got to pay them. It's just for come on for the clout or whatever it is for.
But as talk show hosts, do y'all, Lady Grooves, do you feel like professionalism comes before controversy?
Controversy sells.
Yeah.
So, but do you feel like she felt like she needed to be professional to stay in the position that she was in rather than disagree? Because if she's being so different now, where she was with these men, and
who knows how long her ride would have lasted? Like, she might not have been Angela Yee. She might have been got off the show. So, we don't know why she chose to go that route. But personally, I do think that she was just playing her little role because she got
She's playing the
to
same.
Yeah.
was comfortable in life, and it
She
started
played
to
that
take a
role for a
toll.
long time.
Mhm.
Long
Yeah.
time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was a couple of years. Well, quite a long time. Like
Yeah,
10
like
Yeah,
like
big
10
time.
years, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it may have been over 10 years, right?
Yeah, they've been up there for a
Yeah.
while.
It's a little minute for sure.
DJ Envy and Charlemagne have constantly been in the media for their opinions and what they said.
Mhm.
Angela Yee, where have you seen her? You get what I'm saying? Like, unless it was back and forth with Charlemagne about something they said to each other on the Breakfast Club, tit for tat, it was never really like a woman's type of situation where she was speaking out against or doing anything for women, and we had it on every blog. This is the first time she's really been on blogs with her opinion, especially about women, and since I could remember. So that's another thing. Like, Breakfast Club not missing nothing without her. So.
It's like the behind the scenes stuff too, right? Because like, who's to say that that's not the role they wanted her to fulfill? Because Charlamagne the God he's controversy on his own. So now you add a super opinionated woman to the they probably felt like, oh no, like you need to like
Yeah, exactly.
way and balance it out, and and maybe that's why she's kind of coming out like,
and that's the type of conversations that happen.
I'm gonna keep it funky. I just feel like, in my opinion, just watching her over the years, it was more like her staying in position and being a professional around what her job title is. I felt like she was very tone when it came to a lot of things. I felt like she was staying in her position strategically, possibly, to get to the next level.
Yep, and it worked.
And it did work. Yeah.
It worked. You're
Cooking
right.
all types of crazy. I seen one thing and she was asking this man about it was just a lot. I was just a lot that I never seen her speak on.
Very,
and
very
And it was like, you get down like that, Angela?
And it was
That's
a
what I
lengthy
said.
conversation. It was a lengthy conversation about this man's penis and what he does and all that stuff. And I'm just like, Angela, that's you?
Do you like
Okay,
threesomes?
well.
How do you have orgasms? Have you had multiple orgasms? It's like, wait, what? Hold up.
You're listening and watching the Lady Guru Show. We'll be right back.
Yeah, long time saying want meet me. Fly him out, put him on PG. Money on me, never decrease. Bird on me, microphone, big cheese. He greedy, headshot, put him on TV. Yeah. Block get spun like C. Not afraid to get my finger a little greasy. And never let a fly Macy. Not for Canada, but open up a TD. Too hype when they eat a GV. Bitcoin, but I spend like VC. Too stank, wanna go for them, wanna see me. Just thank can go for them, wanna be me. In the bank, hand a microphone, beanies. Yeah. All of my print 3D. Selling money back if you can reach me. Yeah, you what you need a deep treat. Taking me, no need it. Yeah, me tell her take it easy. Yeah, the farm let me sell you. Take me if you fool already. One thing me know me, we full our belly. Long time saying want meet me. Fly him out, put him on PG. Money on me, never decrease. Bread on me, go farm and big cheese. He greedy, headshot, put him on TV. Yeah. Block get spun like CD. Long time saying want meet me. Fly him out, put him on PG. Money on me, never decrease. Bread on me, go farm and big cheese. On TV. Know you got that, but you ain't gon' bag shit. But you don't want me, cause my friends gon' run around nigga shit in traffic. Did I bring enough cash? Did you shake enough fat for tipping? I don't even need to ask permission. Let me do a little mad decision. Dance edition. Long time saying one yam some. One give me Jimmy no condom. Pull up on me so handsome. Like leaves like ransom. Like B-side bantam. Risk it round me, not random. Risk it round me, not mandong. Kick knife face, boy, drop down. Long time saying want meet me. Some fly him out, put him on jet. Touchdown, I'ma put him on deck. Yes, I apply for the visa, black. I'ma try to bring your visa back. I'm swimming in money, what? With I lead the cash. Yeah, long time saying want meet me. Fly him out, put him on PG. Money on me, never decrease. Bread on beat, make a phone with cheese. He greedy, headshot, put him on TV. Yeah. Block your spotlight CD.
Island Finest Jerk. Why pay up to $12 and more for Wendy's, McDonald's, or Burger King combos when you can buy Island Finest Jerk, the meal that will feed you twice? You get more on a plate, more taste, and it's more healthy. It's not a hard choice. It's the kind of meal that sticks to your bones. Support your local eateries. Support your local communities. Island Finest Jerk, the best taste in Roosevelt, New York. If you stop by Island Finest Jerk located in Roosevelt, New York, make sure you tell them the Guru sent you. Chris Brown was in the news.
Oh boy. If they don't leave that man alone.
Chris Brown seemingly threw a fan's phone into the crowd after she refused to pay him any attention.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's for
There was a whole performance where he brought like a fan on stage and he was like on top of her and she was like, and he took her phone through it.
But I thought that they said that she was on FaceTime, like she was on the phone.
She was recording herself, right?
Oh, I thought she was on the physical phone.
So check this out. The incident, which was shared on TikTok Wednesday, happened after Brown invited the lucky fan to join him on stage during his concert performance of Take You Down. Instead of enjoying the moment, the woman immediately whipped out a phone to film the occasion. In the beginning, Brown could be seen gently taking the phone out of her hand and putting it away. However, as he danced around her and even gave her a sensual lap dance, she grabbed it once more to continue filming. Unamused, the singer snatched the phone from her hands and threw it into the crowd, which sent concert goers into an excited frenzy. IG wins again, y'all.
This ninja always doing something though. Like, you know.
I get being upset, but throwing somebody's phone, that was a lot.
I mean, I also feel like she was wilding though. Like, somebody's gonna record it, sis. Like, you're gonna see yourself on stage.
Because there's so many people who want that opportunity, and he gave it to you. So the fact that you got told once and then you kept doing it is disrespectful. But it's ways to go about that. He could have took her phone, put it on the ground, or kicked her off the stage, or just, straight up just stop dancing.
I just told her, get up and get somebody else to come do it.
That ego got in the way, though.
Let it go, Christopher. Okay?
Yeah, ego got in the way.
Christopher, settle down.
How many concerts do you do? You do this every concert. So if one of them want to record, like, you that angry to where you got to take their phone and throw it all the way?
Throw it. Yeah, throw it in his face.
Yeah, throw it in the crowd. Somebody could have stolen that.
Come on, Christopher. He do got a temper.
He got a temper for real.
Now check this out though. Can we agree though that the ego was on both sides of the situation?
Yeah, there's wrongs in both situations. I definitely feel like there's wrong, especially because he gave her a warning. If he just straight did it without no warning, I would have been like, who wouldn't want to record?
She was so interested in her live,
right?
That she
in herself.
Yeah, she could not let the moment go. Wherein,
You on stage with the man, girl. What happened?
With Chris Brown.
You gonna see it on the internet. Other people got it.
Yes. How many people were probably recording that?
Maybe she wasn't thinking about that. Maybe she was a regular folk. But Christopher is not a regular folk, okay?
He ain't
Christopher
from here.
doesn't.
Ain't no way.
Christopher has these concerts all the time, and that's part of his performance. So why did just one, like, as a professional, right? This is how we know, like, you got a little bit of anger issues. Like, as a professional, you do this all the time, right? This is part of your act, right? So if one of your people do this and it takes you to that level of anger where you got to throw their phone into the crowd. Christopher, come on. Like, come on, Christopher. You got to grow up. Like, let it go.
It's borderline. It's borderline like humiliating though. Like you're sitting there doing a performance and you have a woman that's just sitting there recording herself. Could he went about it differently? Yeah, but he didn't. And it's Chris Brown at the end of the day. And I think that he's also assuming the role of, well, yeah, I'm the bad guy, right? Like, look what they did with him with the Grammys.
But he puts himself into positions.
They told him like you not performing. He ended up putting it out on YouTube anyway. It was fire. So in a way, I kind of feel like I don't blame him because I feel like who's to say who wouldn't feel like, all right, y'all don't want to let the past go and y'all want to make me assume the bad guy role.
Ciao. Very, very angry. I feel like he wasn't wrong for feeling some type of way, but he was wrong on how he handled it. He could have put the phone on the ground. He could have told her to get off the stage. But, you know, like I said, that's Chris Brown. He's doing a performance. You need to pay attention because that's a one-in-a-lifetime chance.
Hello.
Like, that's not, everybody's not going to get that. And then on top of that, like, maybe he didn't want to be recorded from that close up an angle, you know, for a personal dance. And that's also, you know, his personal choice. He can say he doesn't want to be recorded.
But she wasn't recording him. You could tell she was recording herself. He was recording her. Because, baby, if that was me, come on, baby. Come on, Chris Brown.
Either way, you're not getting entertained by him.
Right. Exactly.
And that's why he should have just told her to get up. That's it.
And let somebody else be entertained.
I told you once because he took her phone and he put it down. He took her phone, he put it down on her lap.
Yeah, that was the first time. That was the first time.
He warned you. So it's like, and he warned you in a nice way. So that's why I'm not that mad at him. If he straight up threw her phone, I'd be like, Chris, I can't even defend you. But because he warned her, it's kind of like, you just slapped me in my face and told me F me when I brought you on my stage and you can't even have the decency to put your phone down. Like,
right.
You know what I will say is especially now, you know, coming from a culture standpoint, we have to be very cautious. For when I say we, I mean everybody in the culture, concert goers, people that enjoy the music, people that make the music. In this day and age, there are people that want to snatch your fortune. And basically, basically want to take your money, take your position, you know, and all sorts of stuff. So it's very important that we handle ourselves in a way that is going to reflect the best of us. And again, I think there could be blame on both ends, like more in Chris Brown's way, because you got the money, you have to be more responsible. You have everything. You employ people. People are dependent on you for their bread and stuff like that. And then also from a perspective of like, yo, for the people, we are IG'd out. Like social media, we are the social media kings and queens of this stuff, man. And it's like, yo, it's so much of an influence of consuming ideas and things like that. What happens when we go into a club now? We go into a club and everybody's looking at their phones. There's no contact. There's no interaction with people. And I feel like even though we have invented so many things in this generation, we have raise the level of so many things. It's also important that we also understand that there are other people in the world.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And
We're okay with social distancing.
Mm-hmm.
you know,
But let's be real. If Rihanna couldn't stop his bag, no regular schmegular girl's gonna stop his bag either. Everybody's gonna get over it. Everybody's
I
gonna
just feel like, you know what it is?
it.
It's a level of artistry that it's not even about the person. It's just the impact that he has as an artist. It's like it's loved. You know what I mean? Same thing with R. Kelly. Like, he did what he did, he is what he is, but I still know people who bump his music, who play his music, who's gonna play that at the barbecue because it's a level of artistry. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I personally,
look at Alicia.
Hear no evil, hear no evil, see no evil.
I ain't even gonna front. I'm gonna probably step in the name of love.
There's people who look at that level of artistry and look past that and be like, I'm listening to that music. Like,
regardless. Yeah. I know I am. I really don't care about homegirl's phone. I don't care about her phone.
Nah, if I like something, I like something. And I feel like personally, me alone, if I don't listen to it or watch it, it's not gonna stop their bag. So what is that little imprint doing? If I like it, I like it. And him doing what he did is not gonna make me not like it anymore. It just makes him a horrible person. And there's plenty of horrible people who built light bulbs and chairs.
But is it a horrible person or a horrible moment?
That too.
Moment.
And not that's perfect. I feel like people aren't bad people, they just make bad choices. And you know, that is, you know, goes to say that you can still be talented and make bad choices.
Come on, Christopher.
He needs to go back in hiding. Like,
start making better choices, Christopher
Brown.
Christopher Maurice Brown. That used to be my husband, but now he's doing too much.
He's really doing the most.
Trey Songz used to be my husband. Ciao.
I heard too many things about him.
I can't defend him no more.
I heard too many things about him.
Ain't no going back from that one.
Ain't no going back.
I don't want no part.
Well, everybody, it's been a good show. For everybody out there, make sure you like, share, comment. Hey, gurus, this is the Lady Guru Show. And we are out of here.
You said